What's up, guys? Welcome back again to Pimp Daddy District, back again with another action figure review. Today we are going back to the Marvel Legends line. I know we've been skipping back and forth from Transformers and Marvel, and then we've only seen one G.I. Joe action figure review, but I promise you there is more G.I. Joe on the way. I am waiting for one pre-order to come in, and I do have another one that's already here. And we might even be branching off to other toy lines here real soon. So guys, we're going back to Marvel with Gorr the God Butcher, the comic version that is the Amazon exclusive. This is honestly a figure that I did not mean to really pick up. I pre-ordered them on Amazon and I was like iffy. I was on the fence about it. I was like, I don't even have a good Thor in my collection right now. Why do I need this figure? It was on Amazon. I pre-ordered him. I forgot about it. And he showed up in the mail one day. And I was like, man, like, I probably didn't need this action figure. But today we're going to find out if it's really good. If you've been watching my recent Marvel Legends videos here lately, you've noticed that I've been having quality or QC issues that have been really kind of bothering me from the Amazon boxes. I came with the Spider-Man 5-pack. Actually had Spider-Man missing part of his insignia on the back. And then in the Venom, I had a problem with Agony. She had like some paint defects on her chest, which I did end up keeping that one, but it's still, you know, disheartening to see. So we're gonna see if this guy actually looks pretty good. But overall, who is Gorr the God Butcher? We did see him in the recent Thor Love and Thunder movie, portrayed as Christian Bale, which I thought he did a pretty decent job. He was the redeeming factor of that movie for me. But this is the comic version, which came out shortly after, which I think is really cool that they're tackling this. I don't think that we were going to get this kind of figure anytime soon. I felt like he was going to be in a random wave somewhere down the line, and people would be like, oh, wow. But he is an Amazon exclusive, and this is his box, new Marvel Legends box. You kind of see some cool box art behind him with the digital render. And on the side here, you do have the digital render again. On the back, digital render. And you've got him with his accessories. He does come with the Necro Sword, another head that is uncloaked, and an extra set of hands for that right hand. I don't believe his left hand does come with another hand, so unfortunate. And then on the side of the package, you got some cool box art of him looking really menacing and scary. A lot of guys compare this guy to Voldemort. He looks a lot like him, and I'm really happy to have a kind of, you know, ugly, scary looking figure to add to my shelf. So guys, please stay tuned as I do get this box open and we get this figure reviewed. Alright guys, now that we have Gorr the God Butcher out of the package, this figure looks like to be a pretty solid figure. Nothing too crazy about him. A couple, like, I think design choices that I don't really prefer, but we're going to get into those. So, this is the figure itself. He does come in a black kind of cloak, as well as he's dang near naked. He has like a pair of briefs on or a loincloth. And then for accessories, he does have an interchangeable head, which we will show here in a minute, and a hand that is on the figure before you put the Necro Sword on. So Gorr, one of his powers is that he can wield this Necro Sword and he uses it to kill gods. Hence the name God Butcher. So he goes on a god killing spree. He clashes with Thor and comes up short. Really, really cool character, and I'm glad he's getting some of this action figure love. And it's pretty accurate. I have heard mentions on other YouTube channels and other reviews that this figure isn't accurate in certain ways. I'm not sure. I watched one where it was talking about his legs not being quite accurate, and that could totally be true. I thought I heard something about his height being slightly off. Here you have U.S. agent here beside him, and he doesn't look bad. I don't know if he's supposed to be towering way over like a tall human, but he very well might be. And for this guy being an Amazon exclusive, I can't remember the price tag I paid for him. You know, we're getting to that $25 to $30 price range on all these figures, so you know, I would love to see a lot more, but I am pretty impressed with this figure. The Necro Sword on mine, goodness gracious, is just awful. I'm gonna have to heat this up and straighten it out or do something, but man, that plastic that's used to make this is so cheap. So cheap, and shame on you, Hasbro. I think you should be using something just a little bit more quality, because this is unacceptable. That looks ridiculous. And I know some of the katanas and the swords that are actually out in other figures do the same thing, or Wolverine's claws, I believe, do that same thing, and it looks awful. There is nothing that you can really say about that. It doesn't look like a sword whatsoever. But as you can see, his hand is kind of morphing into the Necro Sword, which is really, really cool. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any sort of articulation to go forward or back. It's just kind of pegged in there, so getting it in a nice action shot might be a little bit harder, but it does look pretty good. Let's go ahead and take it off and put this other hand on. And it's just as simple as that, nothing crazy. I'll definitely pose him with the Necro Sword, but not too bad. As you can see here, he is wearing this cloaked head, which is very, very good. I love the, you can almost never complain about Hasbro's new face sculpts and head sculpts because of that that 3D tech that they use, which looks really great. So this is the cloaked head. We can pull that off and put on his grimacing head that is uncloaked. Oh boy, here we go with another. Oh man, I hope I don't break this figure. And this is another point where I'm just a little bit upset with this figure. You know what, we're gonna leave it. I don't know what's really going on here. But it doesn't look bad. I love this grimacing look. It's just this tendril here or whatever is giving me problems. I'm not sure that this is supposed to be like this. I don't know if it's supposed to be down the back like this. I'd probably prefer it to be kind of out of the way, because now it's just, I don't know, it makes his head look like it stands too far on his neck. And what you can do as well is you can try to get his head off again and take off his whole cloak, which I was wanting to do, possibly. But when you put the head on, it just looks awful. I mean, look at that. But, you know, I guess he's supposed to be in his trench coat. I thought it would be kind of cool, because I know in the movie and in some of his, in the box arts, in the comics, he is not wearing this cloak at all times. So, but I'll probably keep him like this, looking like a absolute terrifying guy. But it's a decent figure, you know, overall. And especially if you have a Thor collection, this would be a great guy to add. It's just that there's a lot of QC issues that I don't think is necessarily on Hasbro. It's just their choice. This plastic, and even the trench coat itself, like, man, the thing is curling back around, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to be forward or backwards. I'm gonna have to watch other people's review just to see, but these cloaks and swords and stuff, and Wolverine's claws, they have to start using better plastic, I think, if they want to keep their fans. But overall, Gorr is not a bad figure nor a great figure. I think this is one that you can easily pass on. I almost did, and I'm kind of having second thoughts, and may sell this guy, because I just don't know where he'd fit in my collection at the moment, and I'm not really wowed by this figure at all. There's nothing about this figure that's like, man, this guy is scary, and I think he would be great even in my collection, regardless if I didn't have any Thor characters. But I just can't really justify it. But guys, please leave comments down below if you do have this guy, you know, and tell me your opinions on them, because I am kind of mixed on it. But as usual, please like, please subscribe, and please stay tuned for more content on the way. There's a ton of Transformers, Marvel, and G.I. Joe stuff that is coming out soon. So please stay tuned for that. And guys, I will check you out next time on Pimp Daddy Destro. Take care, guys.